Hello and welcome to the Fifth Circle. This is a new series where we will be exploring the glorious video game genre of the shmup and to a deeper extent, bullet hell. Considering this is my first video dealing with it, I thought this would be a good time to set a few things straight. First of all, I am not an experienced player. For the time being, there will be no 1cc's, no high-level gameplay, but I assure you that if I ever get good enough, you guys will be the first to see the evidence. Second of all, the realization that I love the hell out of this type of game and should seek out as much related stuff as I can is a sadly recent one. Therefore, there are significant gaps in my knowledge. So if I get anything wrong or you think there's something I should know, shout it out in the comments below. I'll be sure to read them and credit you in the next video should the subject come up. Also, if you feel like skipping the gameplay segment, or rather skipping to the gameplay segment of the video, please click the annotation on screen because I get that some people just want to get straight into the action. So, with that out of the way, let's start our debut episode of Fifth Circle by talking a little bit about a bullet hell game developed by a Canadian. Danmaku Unlimited 2 is a game developed by Duragon Entertainment. The word Danmaku, by the way, is a Japanese term that literally stands for bullet curtain, or curtain fire, so you can't say that they didn't know what they were aiming for. Believe it or not, this game was originally developed for the iPhone, of all things. Thankfully, they decided to bring it to PC, and personally, I think they've really pushed the boat out for this one. It's fantastic. The game itself comes in two main modes. You got Burst Mode and Classic Mode, each offering up variations on how the game can be played. Sadly, I can't say I've managed to play the first Danmaku Unlimited, but it's nice to see a mode that harks back to it. Generally, I've been sticking to Burst Mode, which incorporates a few new gameplay mechanics that spill over into the scoring system. To be perfectly honest, I'm still trying to figure out exactly how it works, but I think I've got the general idea. You have your difficulty modes, which isn't always a common feature with these games. Others will scale the difficulty through the entire game, but here you get to choose your poison. Personally, when given the choice, I like to see how insane the game will get at its highest difficulty before scaling it down to something I'm more comfortable with. Basically, because I'm a giant wimp, we are going to be sticking with normal. If you want to see me attempt extreme, you're gonna have to beg for it in the comments or get me a ton of likes. Let's say 20, okay? So here we are at the last step. We're gonna hit normal. Last step before we launch into the game. This is probably one of the more interesting things about Danmaku Unlimited 2 that I wanted to talk about, which is being able to play about the loadout of your ship, which is pretty cool. This game has a leveling system. It's not a massive part of the game, it's not integral to it, but it just encourages you to get to grips with it up until you reach ace level, because it'll dole out points every time you reach a new level, which you can spend on these attributes. It just means that when you get the maximum number of points to play with on ace level like I have now, you'll be able to experiment with your loadout and new combinations and find out what's more comfortable for you to play with. For this video, I'll be rolling with max points in my focus shot, 1 point in tracking to catch the stragglers, and my focus fire can't basically hit them on the side when I'm using all my dodging abilities, so track will be very useful. Haven't really bothered with wildfire yet, or widefire even. You can see that taking stats away from one attribute will give you points back to spend in other slots, and what intrigues me most about this is the fact that you can increase the number of hits your ship can take in a life, the number of lives itself, and the number of continues. It's like an additional difficulty buffer, and probably really nice for those that are just happy with being able to see the game in one run, no matter how kind of shoddy they are at it. Kind of like me. Because I already feel a bit guilty about playing on normal, I'm going to set lives to minimal at 1, continues to 1, but I'm going to keep my buffer on 2 because I want this to last at least some length of time. Okay, so we are ready to do this. Let's hit launch and let's see how long we can last in the maelstrom. This is going to be embarrassing. But if you haven't already noticed it, the music in this game is fan-friggin-tastic. It's done by an artist called Blankfield, based in Japan, and I love this. I love this. It's like the perfect mix between syncopated metal and a little bit of electronic influence, which you're going to hear a little bit later on. And one thing I've found out about shmups is the soundtrack really is the other half of the experience. get you in the zone, get you focused, and get you ready to take on the Armada. But at the start of this, Danmaku is actually pretty easy to deal with. It's very simple, however, to get cocky and make really stupid mistakes, basically. The hitbox is the little glowing blue thingy on my ship. It's a really, really tiny hitbox, but it is very easy to make a mistake and stray into bullet fire, especially those purple ones, which are usually targeted. I'm just going to use my beam here. Wipe these guys out. The beam gets rid of enemy bullets, which is extremely useful. I made a bit of a close graze there that wasn't intentional. Ah, balls. I haven't really tried to talk about this while playing it before, so this is a new experience. Terrifying experience. Let's blast them. But using the beam apparently also racks up a combo. I'm not quite sure how it works, but I think it goes by the amount of bullets you're able to kind of hoover off the screen while you're using it. I've also got a full trance gauge, which I am going to save for the mid-level boss appearance. Which isn't this, by the way. That's just a big, huge honking ship. Oh, man. Really going to have to focus a little bit here. But I'm doing well. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about myself. I haven't taken a single hit yet. That is going to change very, very soon because I like to tempt fate. But I really love the bullet patterns in this. The neon styling is fantastic. It's always clear. You're in no doubt that it's your own fault when you take a hit. Oh, here we are. There was no mid-level boss encounter. So we're going to hit him with everything we've got. They have multiple phases. And the first few phases are actually the easiest to whittle down with your standard fire. So I'd advise holding on to your beam and your trance until you've got him down maybe, say, 2 stages. Just to be sure. So after this stage, we'll hit him with the beam. Because the patterns are going to get more complicated and harder to weave through. And, oh, crikey O'Malley. We're going to use trance. Now, trance doesn't get rid of any bullets on the screen, but it does vastly increase your combo meter. And it does vastly increase the amount of damage you do. If you take a hit while you're in trance, it ends the trance. So, yeah, you want to avoid that. Also, it has a handy side effect of, whoa, usually replenishing your beam gauge. I keep forgetting about that sweep fire on the left and right there. Oh, balls. Let's beam them. Don't be shy about using your beam. It fills up really quick. Trance is the one that you've got to keep an eye out for because it requires just a teeny bit of finesse to use. But that's first stage down. I haven't taken a hit. I'm not playing this on easy, am I? If I've accidentally played this on easy, I apologize. If it's on normal, then go me. But I'm sure this game will, any minute now, bring the boot down on my face. Come on. Yeah, second stages are usually where I make my most amount of mistakes, and it's kind of like a domino effect. It's really easy to shake your focus and your confidence. When you take one hit, you usually think, ah, bugger. That's it. And the rest of the lives tumble like dominoes. Ah. Balls, I hate those purple projectiles. They're targeted, so they'll always go for your position while you've got all this other dumb fire floating around. But it's not so bad. We're not doing too bad. I might crack out the beam again in a second, because we've got the mid-level boss. Might as well take him out and build up a few points on the combo meter. That was close. But that's what it's all about. It's all about close calls and the absolute exhilaration of making it through, you know, without taking a hit. Makes you feel like God. Anyway, oh God, that was lucky. That sweep across the screen, though, was totally unintentional and dumb luck that I didn't take a hit. We are going to use the beam again in a second. You can also use the beam at lower levels of charge, by the way. As long as it's got blue in the gauge, you can use it. So even if you just need a little bit of a short beam just to get you through a hail of bullets, go for it. That's what it's there for. And we've got full trance. It's ready to go, and I'm just thinking, should I unleash it? Because this is getting hairy. Actually, no, I'm just going to unleash the beam. 13.1 on the combo meter there. I still have no idea how this is working. I know it's contributing to my score, but I'm just trying to pay too much attention to the bullets to figure it out. Oh, crap. There we go. So yeah, it's starting to amp up a bit. The patterns are starting to get more complicated. The chaos on screen is starting to get a little bit more hectic. And we got a boss. I just love the design of these guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure a pixel design, but there's just a level of finesse to this. It's like pastel style pixels. I'm stumbling over my words trying to describe it while I'm dodging bullets. But it's beautiful. It's like a kaleidoscope. It's absolutely gorgeous, though I must confess I do go a little bit cross-eyed when I play these games, especially when we get into the more complicated patterns such as these. Oh, trust me, they get more complicated than this. And I will be getting entirely more cross-eyed and entirely more foul-mouthed as we get through it. Oh, God. I keep forgetting about that pattern. I'm not sure if it's this one that does a particular pattern that really screws... Oh, it is. It's this one. Right, there's a counter pattern to this that I just can't fucking figure out. That's why I just took a hit. 2 hits. I've been trying for a while to figure out how that particular pattern works, and I just screw up every single time because I just can't see through the pattern. But I should be okay. I haven't lost a life, have I? Oh, cock. I've lost a life. Bugger, 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 bugger. Anyway, time to unleash the friggin' fury. Where's my trance? Have I used my trance? This is where the confusion kicks in. I'm too busy looking at the bullets to look at my gauges and figure out what's available. Shit. Thankfully, the trance gives off a ding when it's ready. Ah, this is hell. I only made it to stage 3? I was hoping I'd do better than that, but the hubris of my my first stage going so well has kicked me in the backside, so this is going to be a short video, folks. But I love this game dearly. I absolutely love this game. When I get my hooks, when this kind of game gets its hooks into me, rather, I absolutely marathon it for days. I absolutely love them. Even if I'm terrible. I've been doing the same with a few other games that I've got through Steam at the moment. I've got the Exceed trilogy, I've got Reflex. I'm actually waiting for the other games in the Reflex trilogy to come out because I believe it's part 2 that was only released on Steam. They're going to be interesting to play through. And I got a few more on a list that people have recommended me. Cockbags, right. Not the people that recommended, obviously. I'm just calling all the enemies cockbags. That was a waste of a trance. I should have used my beam. But yeah, stage 3 is usually where they separate the boys for the men. Boys from the men, not boys for the men. That's entirely creepy. But mid-bosses, really screw you over. That's one continue. Apologies to people face-palming at my awful gameplay. Oh, this is through gritted teeth. I friggin' hate this mid-boss. It'd be easy for anyone else, but for me, talking at the same time sucks. Cock. Yeah, we've officially passed the threshold, the swearing threshold. Let's take him down. But it's the thing that I love and hate at the same time about Bullet Hell. The complexity, the rush of getting through these hailstorms, and it's fantastic. You can feel amazing, and you can feel like utter crap at the same time. Screw you all. Screw you all. You little purple vomiting dickbags. Okay. Composure. Whew. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your eye on the hitbox. That's all that matters. As long as you know where your hitbox is, you can dodge anything. I've seen it. There's proof. You just gotta have the right kind of discipline. And I'm about as undisciplined as they come. Hopefully we can get through this at the very least. I'd be really happy to show you stage 4. This is a 5-stage game. I have reached the final boss. I haven't actually taken out the final boss just yet. And I don't know why I'm wasting these at such an early stage. This boss has a pretty freaky attack pattern with these giant falling shields, is what I call them. And you can weave through the path that they carve through the other projectiles. So it's pretty weird. It's a weird change of pace. Completely threw me off the first time, and resulted in a few really angry deaths for me. There's a second phase to this as well. I don't know if it's going to happen now. Nope. It's going to be horrible spiral death phase. And that's okay with me. I can deal with horrible spiral death most days. I'm going to eat my words. Ah, no. Fuck. Right. Here we go. This is what I was on about. This is the part that I was anticipating. Now, I've got to be really careful, because it is really easy to screw this up. Oh, God. Talking at the same time sucks. Right. Trance. We need some trance. It's the only way. I really want to show you guys Stage 4 because it's got some sweet music. Screw the rest of the game. I just think the music's really effing cool. Oh, God damn it. Right, let's just use it. If you don't use it, you lose it, one way or another. And I think this guy has a really horrible pattern after this one. A really high-intensity kind of... You've got to thread through... No, it's not this one. It's the next guy. If you can reach the next guy... Oof, then we'll see some real swearing. I love this stage. Absolutely sweet music. If you're not a fan of the whole chuggy guitar, then, well, go somewhere else. Enough said. I like my chuggy guitar. Oh yeah! End of dreams, bitches! Sadly, there's no crazy-ass story to kind of thread through this as far as I know. A lot of shmups and bullet hell games do have some kind of story behind them, but it's utterly incomprehensible if you can't read Japanese. Or at least do the relevant research to figure out what everyone's on about. I think Xseed is a particular offender in that field. But it does actually take the time to have some actual voiced cutscenes, especially in the third game, which I shall not name for fear of breaking out into laughter. Oh, God. Jesus. But this is cathartic. Another reason why I love bullet hell. It's catharsis in video game form. Sure, it can get frustrating. Sure, it can be, you know, absolutely rage-inducing, but my God, when it goes right, does it go right? Because you feel like you're always in control. And that's the thing. Every death is your own damn fault. Ah, here we go, mid-boss. Right, beam that, hose him down, and we've got trance, and I'm not taking any friggin' chances here. Because the pattern is annoying! Oh, thank God, that was just a friggin'... Ugh. Crap. Crap. Right, he's done. I've got one hit left. Screw you all! Friggin'... Ah, crap! There we go. That is about far as I can get. Am I an ace? Am I hell? This has been Fifth Circuit? What the hell am I talking about? This has been the Fifth Circle of Bullet Hell. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. I really hope you have. If you have, remember to like. I may play that extreme run through with about 150% more swearing. Thank you very much. Keep an eye out for the next video. I'm going to try and do this on a weekly to bi-weekly, as in every 2 weeks basis. I know that's not what it means. Thank you very much. This has been Mr. Icarus tripping over his tongue and tripping over his words. Icarus out!